Welcome back to the first party characters, and in this one we are going to be talking about all of the Mario characters that are left. So let's just jump right into it and start out with, of course, Waluigi. Now, Waluigi is still probably the most wanted Mario rep who's left. He is very, very excruciatingly still wanted, even though it's Waluigi. And he was pretty expected when Ultimate was first announced, but as we of course know, he is another character who remained an assist trophy, and that probably had the most disappointed reaction of all the characters who remain at assist. Like, if you go to E3 and watch the people at the New York store, they all do a collective "aww" when he was shown. But anyway, aside from that, a good reason why Waluigi could be in is just for completion's sakes. And what I mean by that is we have Mario, we have Luigi, we've got Wario, we've even got Dr. Mario, and Waluigi's just kind of left out with the rest of them, his partner Wario. So having him in for that would just be good. And side note, if he gets in, and Daisy is also in, that means every character who's playable in Mario Party 3 is also playable in Smash. And Peach and Daisy have their pair, Wario and Waluigi have their pair, Mario and Luigi have got their pair. And then Yoshi and Donkey Kong are also a thing. But anyway, before Waluigi and Daisy were a thing to be in Smash Brothers, people were thinking one of them could represent all the side games, or both of them could, but Waluigi just got sports and Daisy got stuff like party. But Daisy, of course, was very good to be an Echo Fighter, so Waluigi could take all of that as his moveset. Either that, or he could be like a cheater joke character who's still good and kind of like breaks the fourth wall and makes fun of his like own quote-unquote patheticness. Duke of Dorks came up with that moveset idea. I highly recommend watching his video on it. And whether or not Waluigi is considered a Mario or a Wario series rep, it doesn't really matter. He would probably be called Wario just because he's Wario's Luigi. But yes, Waluigi, what else can I say? And next up is Paper Mario. Now, Paper Mario is another highly wanted character. He's been wanted since before Brawl, and he could represent all of the Mario RPGs, and he is the most wanted rep for those RPG games, aside from Geno, who is technically third party and won't be appearing in this series, even though I very much want Geno also. And Paper Mario might actually be just, like, in general, the most wanted RPG rep left. Paper Mario would, of course, be completely different from normal Mario. He would not work out as an Echo like many fake leaks tried to do back before Ultimate came out. That just wouldn't work. But yes, he has great moveset potential. He can utilize items, partners, his hammer, all of the different abilities he unlocks, badges, items, you name it. And if Paper Mario gets in, then maybe that means Paper Mario the series will get a revive, and hopefully go back to its roots, at least be like the first 3 games. I have no faith that they wouldn't do it, but I personally would be disappointed if they had Paper Mario play like he did in his last 2 games. I would very much prefer if he was like his earlier iterations. Well, next might be a little bit of a surprise to some of you, but I have Pauline on here. Now, the reason I have Pauline on here is that at this point she almost feels inevitable at some point in the future, and by that I mean she's kind of been like the new Rosalina, where she appears in one main game and she becomes super popular from that and starts appearing in all of the side games, and retains her popularity to the point where she earns a spot in the Smash roster. The one thing that's different though is that Pauline's actually been around for a very, very long time, since before Super Mario Bros. Was even out. She was from DK Arcade. She wasn't newly introduced like Rosalina, and just now got a resurgence of popularity and recognition. And she would be a very interesting character to put in to see what she does, how she plays, how she acts. For movesets, For now, the idea I have is that she could have like really old-timey references, like reference the DK arcade, and she could either have that or both this, which should be incorporating her music and her personality, like how she is in Odyssey. And I think another cool thing about her being playable is that if Pauline is in, that means all three characters from the original DK arcade will be playable in Smash Brothers. I mean, Mario, who's Jumpman in that game, whether or not you want to consider him a different character is up to you. I think it was confirmed that's just Mario. Then Donkey Kong, even though that's technically Cranky as a younger one, it's still whatever, it's the same name. And then, of course, Pauline, and maybe one of her alts could represent that pink dress she has. Pauline has come far from being that girl who isn't Peach to being her own character. And next up, I have Toad. Now, Toad is actually kind of like a hidden, loudly wanted character. And what I mean by that is that you don't ever really see Toad get like the front line of like leaks or speculation or anything. He kind of got a bigger boost for Ultimate, but kind of with Captain Toad specifically. But anyway, Toad is of course bound to Peach moveset wise, but that doesn't matter so much. Stuff like that is complicated, but anyway. He's just about as important as Mario, Peach, Bowser, Luigi. He's been here as long as all of them. He's been here since Super Mario Bros. And going back to every character from a certain game being playable, that would also work. Every actual character from Super Mario Bros. Would be playable in Smash if Toad becomes playable. We even have Piranha Plant to represent all of the normal enemies. And that would also mean that every character who is playable in the American version of Super Mario Bros. 2 would also be playable in Smash. And Melee even had that event that referenced Super Mario Bros. 2 where Toad is just missing. And going off of that, Toad's been rumored for a long time. One of the biggest Melee hoaxes is Toad being playable. And he's still popular today. Now, whether it's Toad, Captain Toad, Toadette, it doesn't really matter. It could be specifically Captain Toad and it could still count. Or it could go for how that recent Project M mod has gone, where it's Toad, but then Captain is an alt, Toadette's an alt, and they just have different aesthetics. And Toad's moveset in that is very well done. That's how I basically imagine he could play in the actual game. Now that's it for Mario. This next character is technically a Wario rep, and that is Ashley. Now, like I just said, Ashley would be a brand new Wario rep, specifically WarioWare. Wario Land, WarioWare, it doesn't matter, just a new Wario rep in general would be good. It's had a lot of games and has been around for a while, and they're both great series. And Ashley's the most wanted rep of all of those. And her popularity is very known. She has many references outside of WarioWare to other Nintendo games, like that bunny who seems to have a crush on her who was in Assist in Ultimate. And like him, Ashley is also an Assist trophy, except she was kept as an Assist trophy, as in she remained as one. She did not get a promotion or anything. She was brought back as an Assist. And like Waluigi, they had a really huge disappointed reaction. I really wanted Ashley in. I was disappointed by that. It was the one bad part of that August Direct. It was really bad, but it was the only bad thing about it for me. And Ashley could make an interesting character. She's, of course, like a dark mage. She can pull tricks and stuff, but she could even reference all of the mini games from WarioWare and kind of play timely to those. And she also has her little sidekick Red. But yeah, Ashley in general could just be a good, interesting character to expand the roster and give a new rep to a series that technically only has one. But I'm going to leave out for this part. Next upcoming is all one individual characters. And by that, I mean they're all going to be from new series that would be getting their first rep in Smash. There's only a couple of characters, just including honorable mentions left, who are from already existing series in the roster, but they're from much smaller series that only have one rep so far. And you'll see who those two characters are along with the rest. So until then, bye.